It was a quiet Wednesday night in Toledo, Ohio, just past 11 p.m., a time when most of the city had settled into stillness. The roads were nearly deserted, with only a few stragglers heading home from late shifts. One of them was Lieutenant Colonel Vanessa Hartley, making her way north in a black government-issued SUV. She had wrapped up a long strategic meeting at an Army installation 2 hours away and was driving back alone. The vehicle was nondescript but clean, much like Vanessa herself, disciplined, deliberate, and understated. Vanessa was humming faintly to herself as the miles slipped by under the hum of the tires. She wasn't speeding. Her lane changes were smooth. The dashboard clock told her she'd be home before midnight. What she didn't know was that just off Reynolds Road, Sergeant Troy Renshaw was parked in his cruiser, halfway through a lukewarm cup of coffee. His night uneventful so far. He was scrolling idly on his phone, itching for something to break the monotony. When Vanessa's SUV passed by, unfamiliar and out of place in that part of town at that hour, his instincts flared. Without hesitation, he tossed the cup aside, flicked on his lights, and pulled out. Vanessa noticed the flashing blue and red in her rear-view mirror and calmly pulled to the shoulder. Her training kicked in. Keep hands visible. Stay calm. Do not escalate. The officer's door slammed, and a tall figure approached her with no greeting. No courtesy. License and registration, he demanded, his flashlight glaring into her face. Vanessa rolled her window halfway. Officer, may I ask why I was stopped? You were drifting between lanes. Didn't signal. Looked like you might have been drinking. Her eyebrow lifted, but she kept her voice level. I haven't been. License and registration, he repeated louder this time. Without protest, Vanessa moved deliberately, retrieving her documents from the glove box. As she handed them over, she added, This is a government vehicle. I'm a federal employee. Renshaw gave her ID a cursory glance. Military? Yes. He smirked. Doesn't mean you're above the law. I never said I was. Step out of the vehicle. Vanessa blinked. Excuse me? Step out of the car. Sobriety test. Her jaw tightened. On what grounds? I've been cooperative. I haven't been drinking. I'd like to know the reason. Now you're refusing a lawful order. Vanessa didn't flinch. I'm asking for an explanation. Annoyed, Renshaw reached for her door and yanked it open. Out. Now. Vanessa silently hit the record button on her phone, placing it discreetly on the dashboard. Just so we're clear, she said, this conversation is being recorded. His eyes flicked to the device. There was a flash of uncertainty, but it vanished. Out. She stepped out, calm and poised. In civilian clothes, she still stood like a soldier, erect, confident, in control. He ran her through a field sobriety test beneath the street lamp. Straight line. Touch your nose. Recite the alphabet. She passed every segment with precision. Still, he scribbled on his pad. Failure to stay in lane. Vanessa accepted the ticket without a word, climbed back into her SUV, and drove away. She had no intention of letting it end there. Renshaw, meanwhile, thought little of it. He logged the incident as routine and tossed his body cam into the charging dock. In the break room, he laughed about it. Some woman tried to flash a government badge like I'm supposed to be impressed, he told Officer Glenn. Wait, was she military? Glenn asked. Said her name was Hartley. Glenn's expression changed. Vanessa Hartley? Colonel Hartley? She's not just military. She's head of operations for the Northern Logistics Command. Bronze Star, 2 deployments. She briefed the State Guard last year. Renshaw waved it off. Doesn't matter to me. She was on my road. But the seed of doubt was planted. Back at Fort Milstead, Vanessa stared at her computer screen the next morning, watching the video over and over. She wasn't angry for herself alone. She was thinking about the soldiers she mentored, the young black women who followed in her footsteps, the civilians who would have been too scared to speak. Her aide, Sergeant Brenda Knox, knocked. You good, ma'am? Vanessa looked up. No, but I'm handling it. Wanting to call JAG? Already done. Brenda hesitated. This is going public. I'm not seeking headlines. I'm seeking accountability. With military legal support, Vanessa filed a civil rights complaint, attached the footage, and triggered an internal review. Within days, Renshaw's name appeared on an internal alert for pending investigation. His department was formally notified. He received the manila envelope on a Monday. Court summons. Plaintiff, Lieutenant Colonel Vanessa Hartley. Charges: unlawful detainment, abuse of authority. He scoffed. She's actually suing me? But when he entered the station, the atmosphere had changed. His superior, Captain Edwin Jansen, summoned him. Troy, we got a problem. Do you know who you pulled over? She was a driver acting suspicious. She's a decorated officer. Your interaction was recorded from both angles. She wasn't arrested. I didn't touch her. I followed procedure. Jansen sighed. There's following procedure, and there's showing judgment. Still, Renshaw refused to back down. Vanessa, on the other hand, was preparing deliberately. She met with her attorney, Eric Langston, reviewing the footage frame by frame. Are you sure you want a court battle? He asked. The press might pick this up. Let them. This isn't about attention. It's about responsibility. When the day came, Vanessa walked into the courtroom wearing her full uniform. Ribbons, medals, the insignia on her collar gleamed under the fluorescence. Every inch of her presence demanded respect, not through force, but through merit. The courtroom was filled. Officers from both the police and Fort Milstead sat among the public. Some were curious. Others were loyal. Everyone was attentive. The judge nodded. Colonel Hartley, you may begin. Vanessa rose. Her voice, steady and composed, recounted every detail. How she'd been compliant. How she'd been polite. How she'd been treated like a suspect despite offering no threat. The videos were played. First hers, then the body cam. The jury shifted. The tone, the aggression, the dismissiveness, it was all there. When cross-examined, Renshaw's defense tried spinning it. Isn't it possible he was concerned for public safety? I was driving normally, Vanessa replied. There was no probable cause. And yet you recorded it? Because silence doesn't equal safety. When Renshaw was asked why he ordered her out, he said, She questioned me. Is that illegal? No. Did she threaten you? No. Did you know? Her rank? Not at the time. Would you have acted differently if you had? There was a pause. Probably. 3 days later, the verdict came. The jury ruled in Vanessa's favor. Renshaw was found to have violated her constitutional rights. No criminal charges, but he was ordered to pay $35,000 in damages, and his conduct would be reviewed by the Department of Justice. Vanessa didn't smile. She just nodded to herself. Outside, reporters snapped photos. Renshaw stayed silent. Back at Fort Milstead, Vanessa resumed her duties. No press to her, no attention-seeking, but her soldiers noticed. They carried themselves straighter. They saw what strength looked like. 2 months later, she addressed a room of recruits. Does a uniform automatically earn respect? She asked. A few hands went up. It doesn't, she said. Respect is earned, not granted. Power isn't protection. It's a burden. And if you misuse it, you don't deserve it. She looked around. That officer thought his badge made him untouchable. But I showed him that real authority is knowing when not to use force. She closed her folder. Lead with honor. Stand with truth. Power without responsibility is fear in disguise. And with that, she stepped down, leaving the lesson to echo in their silence.